Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. I'm myself, Fox, here on the show this evening is the one and only Albert and the legend. Yes, the legend that is the Bridgeman. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, mate. How are you two?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Good. Getting there, mate. Getting there.
Evening, Bridge.
Good evening to yourself, Oxshare, and yourself, Albert. Thank you for going to take me through this tonight. Good evening to Techie Boy in the background, and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening, and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, Albert? I believe you were one of your superstar sports, your traditional superstars in full flow today, weren't you?
Oh, definitely, mate. Definitely. Getting a wee bit better. Not much, but a wee bit better, mate. And still enjoyed it.
Not much.
Good on you. A break of 1, 4, and 7, I believe.
Well, I was telling them I just missed the first lead. I was definitely on 147.
Oh, brilliant.
How's the Bridge?
I'm fine, thanks. Very good, pal. Thank you very much. What about yourself? Busy at work, yeah?
Busy, mate. Busy. Anyway, listen, I just want to use two guys are the more experienced panel members in Rangers Radio. Yes, would that be fair?
It depends what you're talking about. What kind of experiences?
Yeah. What is this? It's a Scottish Cup tie on Sunday, yeah? And
Yep.
I would say in this trend of modern football, the domestic cup competitions have been diluted, rightly or wrongly. Yeah, we want to win everything, but the Scottish Cup, there's memories there, Albert, isn't there? And yeah, and you want to win it.
Yeah. Oh, you want to win it, mate. You want to win everything, but well, the Scottish Cup has lost a bit of shine for me, mate. With that idiot Maxwell doing what he done after the COVID and bringing it into next season, that was disgraceful, mate. That was disgraceful. And letting players play that they weren't registered to play in that cup, disgraceful, mate. And it was all for one team. But apart from that, the Scottish Cup was always the best cup in the country for everything. No, just don't mean Scotland. I mean in Britain, probably in Europe. It was always the cup, the oldest footballing cup. But yeah, you're wanting to win it. There's no doubt about that. You're wanting to win it.
Good shout there, aye. You do want to win.
And bizarrely, Bridge, back in the day, crowds used to go up for cup ties. Now they get down. Yeah.
Well, go way back, and there was 4 tournaments that Rangers was originally to play in. Obviously, the league, the Scottish Cup, the League Cup, and the Glasgow Cup. The Glasgow Cup was absolutely well supported, and invariably Celtic Rangers made the final. Invariably, and that was always a really good night. It was always played at night, on a Friday night or something like that, and a soaking wet Celtic Park or a really dry Ibrox Magic, I liked that. I liked all these tournaments, and I look back now and I see. I think that they still do the Glasgow Cup, but it's like a youth team or something like that. Does it? The League Cup's still going because we just lost the final, and the Scottish Cup. My goodness gracious, Albert's right. These are the biggest tournaments, apart from the league, of course. These are the biggest tournaments that the players will ever play in. If they can get to the final of a cup, it's marvellous. It should be marvellous. Let's put it that way. But you see some clubs that don't want to put their. They have to play. They have to put some sort of side out, but they really don't want their top team to go to it. Unless it's the final. That kind of thing. And I think that's a waste of time. They've got to, if they're going to enter a competition, they have to enter it with other players. Same with the league.
Old Bear.
Aye, I don't know. To me, it's lost its shine, mate. That's the only thing I can say about the Scottish Cup without getting into bringing it down any further than it's already been brought in. But as I said before, you get in it, you win it, mate. Of course you are. It's the Glasgow Cup and the other cups were in the League Cup. They're just wee diddy cups, aren't they, really? Let's be honest about it. It was always the Scottish Cup if you're talking about cup competition. It was always going to be the Scottish Cup. And it's always the last game of this. Well, they've changed that a couple of times, I think. It used to be the last game of the season. And that was to bring the curtain down in the season. But you look forward to it. You get the final, you look forward to the Scottish Cup final. You always did look forward to it, you know what I mean?
Aye. Favourite memories, Old Bear?
Damn
All
for
the
Scythe.
Scottish Cup. This is a family show, Old Bear.
Damn for Scythe, mate. Damn for Scythe.
Damn for Scythe. Centenary Cup final 1973.
Is that the
For it,
Centenary
you're
one? Oh, yeah. It was a whole of an inch.
All of an inch, yeah.
Man, that would be up there in most people of a certain vintage. Bridgeman?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And sometimes I can't remember what the game was, but there was some fantastic goals, you know. Derek Johnson's goal in the final. And I'm not that sure that was a League Cup or no.
That was a League Cup final.
So, you know what I mean? And what was the other one I really like? Kaya Hansen's goal.
Yeah, 66 final, mate. Yeah.
Fantastic. These are they're big goals, you know, for in the cup game for me. Big goals.
Aye, special moments. And I've noticed they're both against you. Listen, we've got to get the final. We don't care who we play, and we want to win it. As simple as that, Old Bear.
Absolutely, mate. No excuses. You want to win it. But first and foremost, the game on Sunday. That needs to be taken care of, mate. Take care of that, then the next game, so on and so on. But you definitely want to get to the final, and you definitely want to bring it home. Let's hope Frank Connor's no in the VAR.
But you've also got the point that, you know, there was a long period there in the Scottish history at Queen's Park. We're seeing they were a lower team. They maybe punching higher than they've ever punched for a long time. Bridgeman, they're mid to top championship. Yeah, it's no the walk in the park that it would have been in the distant past.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I mean, we've got to remember that the Queen's Park were really just a shade above junior, because they were all amateur. They were an amateur team, an amateur club. But I think a couple of years ago they turned professional, and you can see how good it's done for the club if they want the club to be better. They're sitting there at a top 5 in the top 4 or something like that in the championship. So I think if they come up into the Premier League, they might be in for a wee bit of a shout, like a bit of shock. But if they get up there, well done to them. Yeah, I'll clap my hands for them. Absolutely, they've been amateur for so long. Now they're professional and they're starting to make their way. Brilliant, and I hope they do it. Not against us.
No. I mean, they've changed their ethos. They've changed where they play, Old Bear. There's no replays, so the game will be finished at Ibrox. But it's different with it being maybe in the last 50 years. They're a wee bit stronger. But should still enough to see them off, mate.
Definitely. But you got to remember, this is the true Old Firm game now. This is the real Old Firm, not where that stupid Mickey Mob across the city. This is the real one. So aye, and that in itself brings a wee bit more interest to it, especially for the true football supporters. So aye, we should have enough to see them off, but we need to just be a wee bit careful with the team selection. You know what I mean? It's every player in that first team squad at the moment should be known. The only result is a victory in this cup, this game. So don't get in there with the attitude, it'll be an easy game against Queen's Park, because it won't. They'll be up for it, mate. It's a cup game. No matter who you are and where you're playing, it's a cup game. Are you saying,
and we'll maybe discuss the personnel later, play within reason your strongest team, put the game to bed, hopefully, and then you make your changes. Is that the point you're making?
Aye, absolutely, mate. There's not a game left in the season we can play a weakened team, mate. Every game we should be playing our strongest team now. And it's to get this winning mentality drilled into them. And it starts now. It starts this season. The winning mentality, mate.
Because with the greatest of respect, and we do wish them all the best. They're playing the same colours. It's no Fraserburgh you're playing up Bridgeman.
No. Like, I remember way back when we had, shall we say, our downfall into the lower leagues, and we played Queen's Park at Hampden, and I think it was, now forgive me if I get this wrong, but I think it was like between 30 and 40,000 people there for a league game for Queen's Park, and that they made enough money out of that to keep them going for another couple of years probably. But quite, in fact, I think we were lucky to win that game. Was it a wee Canadian boy that played for his left winger?
Aird. He scored the goal in the last minute or something like that. Save for bacon, you know. But those games were, well, you know, we had to do them, and that's all there is to it. It was our experience. And that was the last time we played them. I'm sure, if my memory serves me right, that's the last time we played them anyway. But I'm sure that this time will be a bit different. If they're playing in the championship, then there'll be a well-seasoned outfit. If they're up near the top of that, there'll be a well-seasoned outfit, and they'll be raring to go, and they'll bring the game to us for sure. Aye. But I take your point on there. I tend to agree with you. You know, we've had, well, when was the last time we've had a week's rest? Yeah. So everybody should be fresh. You get rid of a few knocks. You go. You've got 9 subs, 5 of which you could put on, mate, which is half a team really. There might be arguments you could maybe change the goalkeeper, but the personnel out in the pitch, I would go within reason your strongest team, unless anybody's got a knock. That maybe needs just another couple of days rest. I could understand that, but go and win the game, and then take it from there and gain other people minutes.
Absolutely, mate. It's you're hoping to get it over and done with quickly, so you're bringing other players on that just needs minutes. But anybody that's fit and ready for the start, no matter what their age and who they are, they're first team players. They need to go out there and do a job. Later on, you might be able to bring on people who come back for injuries and things like that. But don't use this as, we need to be 3-0 up to bring a Rice on, or bring a Curtis on, or bring whoever on, one of the young boys, the younger players. No, the days are done, mate. These are first team players. They're fit and ready and get selected. You need to go out and do this job. So use it. If you're going to use it, try and get ahead and then use it for players coming back for back for injury. That's fair enough. I understand that. But don't use it as we need to be 3-0 up before we put MD on, or any of the younger boys on, or the younger players.
Well, can I say, Oxford, Albert's right. We have to put our best team forward. I don't know what the manager's going to do, of course, but that's just the way I look at it. We should be playing with a very experienced team against them, and there should be under no illusions. Get out there from the start and do your business. And if indeed we get 2 or 3 goals up, it gives the manager a chance to sort of play around a wee bit with the guys and put them on. But no for a joke. It's not for a joke. It's a real...
Oh, it's a real cup time, mate, with people paying money to go and watch the team, mate. So it should be played properly. Listen, you're talking about a team that's in the top end of the championship. Could maybe give you problems if you don't get with the right attitude. That's as simple as that. Should we have a problem? No, we shouldn't. But it's happened before. We don't want to make sure it doesn't happen again, yeah?
Oh, it's right, mate. It's cup, then can happen in a cup, so don't forget that. Don't underplay it. So the Queen's Park, for memory, maybe Brisbane will correct me on this, but Queen's Park, for memory, were always a football club. No, I mean, they always wanted to play football. They were never hammer throwers, and I think that's carried on to the present day. I don't know. I've not watched them. I don't know much about them at the moment. But I would hope they're still the same club that wants to play football. Because they were always that type of club that I remember. I don't know how you remember it, Ox, but that's why I remember them.
They were a team that had an ethos about them, weren't they?
They did, mate. They
They had an ethos about them, yeah. And they wanted to play the game correctly. Obviously, the start of Scottish football, they were very successful. Then they got the war with the mighty Glasgow Rangers, and then things changed. But they always try to bring boys and school people the right way. And let's be honest, Bridge, they did produce some decent players for Queen's Park, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. They were a good all-round club before the big leagues came in, You look back in the history of football, and Queen's Park's there. They were champions, and joint champions, and so on and so forth. So they've been part of the football and ethos in Scotland for many a long year. Obviously, them being amateurs, it sort of put the kibosh on their progression in Scottish football, because as professional football came on and we get richer clubs and more richer clubs and so on, and teams like Queen's Park just couldn't keep up with it. Now, as I say, a couple of years ago, they've changed the profession to professional, but they never gave up their amateurship for a long, long time. And I think they were quite a good club, and a lot of pride. There's a lot of pride in that club. And now they're playing half-decent football at a good level. Woe betide us if we fall asleep. Woe betide us.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
That Fox is so good, mate. He knew I was asking for callers when I was on mute. He played the tune. That is a top man. That is a top man. That is a top man. Yes, come and join us. Give us your thoughts. Scottish Cup memories. We're looking for your favourites, yeah? Yeah. Fox mentioned it. It was after the 7-8 Cup final with two lasses up on Cardinal. I don't think we can tell that story on your Bridge, can we? We're into that. That wouldn't be fair, Mr. Fox. You never know, but they might be listening.
Aye, true. You never know who's listening.
Never know who's listening. And other people should remember, you never know who's listening, and you never know who's reading when you post certain things on social media. That's all I'm saying, Albert. Is that correct?
That's correct, mate. That's correct. You know who you are.
I don't know how he got in. How did Foxy get into the Cardinal? Only joking, Foxy. Only joking.
That was one of your dance halls, Bridge, wasn't it?
Oh, that was it. That was it. Loved it. It was a smashing place. Really good place, actually. I'm not being funny. It was a classy place,
Yeah. There you go, Albert.
No, for me, mate. I was never a dancer.
I've heard you called a few things, mate.
A chancer, maybe a chancer, but never a dancer. No, never a dancer.
Yes.
Well said, pal.
But aye, some tremendous moments in the Scottish Cup,
What's yours, man? You never gave us yours.
Oh. Are you saying you're going to bet the game?
No.
Oh, listen, mate, I think for the drama, mate, and where we were, I think maybe the Love and Cransida would be up there, mate.
Oh, definitely.
You put me on the spot. I also remember being 2-0 down against Murrow, and we won 3-2 in the semi-final. Big Johnston and I think Gordon Smith scored the goals, yeah?
Aye, Pettigrew scored for them.
Aye. 2-0 down with 20 minutes to go, I believe. But for the pure drama, pure drama, and I'm going to say, Barry Ferguson, I think one of his finest games ever for Rangers. Lovenkrantz stole the headlines, but Barry Ferguson dragged us to that cup, mate. And if anybody's getting any time, I know you two are that busy, but if you get any time, sit and watch that the Lovenkrantz Cup final and watch the performance of Barry Ferguson when we go 2-1 down. He's absolutely immense. But Lovenkrantz with the goal, 2-1 down, we won 3-2, and Lovenkrantz gets the goal with pretty much the last kick of the ball. But I think that would be up there.
Who crossed the ball?
Neil McCann.
Yeah.
I liked Neil McCann. I liked him. He's a smashing play for us.
You know, that one. That would be up there, mate. Yeah. Aye.
Well, definitely. It was. Did Ferguson scored in that game, didn't he?
Aye, free kick, mate.
Free kick, aye, it's a beauty, wasn't it?
Aye. It was immense. It was for me, it was one of his best Rangers performances, mate. Yeah.
In my mind, we have no won enough Scottish Cups, to be honest with you, mate. No big long periods, no winning it. I don't know why, it just seems to be that way. But we've not won enough of them. That's a fact.
I think there was a time in the early part of the previous century, mate, we went 25 years without winning it.
Aye. We've got these big long periods, no winning it.
Mm-hmm.
Strange, yeah? Strange thing. But you have a certain club, we went 12 years without getting an away tie, you know what I mean? Strange that, isn't it? Never hear of these things, do you?
No. No, not at all, mate. Not at all. And we were unlucky in the last final. And our goalie didn't help us to death. You know, I've heard that. I didn't hear the show on Tuesday night, but I heard you had your uptake that we need a new goalie, but we'll touch on that another time, mate. He might not play at the weekend. He might not play.
But it made a difference to me if he did, mate. It's if he didn't, sorry. It's just one of the things. You say we'll do it another time, but definitely it's not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
You went off him?
Definitely, mate. 100%.
There was a couple of games he wasn't at his best, let's put it that way. And I don't know whether in these cases whether he'd give him the benefit of the doubt or not, because when he came, I thought he was looking like a really, really good. What a find I've said. I'm saying to myself, our most valuable player, and blah blah blah. But some of his performances of late, they're not so much a most valuable player, because maybe people put down in England saying, well, Rangers took him, and we knew he was like that, you know. But I don't.
The thing, mate, it's with that position, mate. It's no if you make mistakes, you will. Everybody does. It's when you make the mistakes, it's important, all better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my opinion on him is that if he was the keeper he thinks he is, and should be, we might be still behind in the league, but I think we'd only be about 6, possibly 7, but no more than 6 points behind in the league at the moment. If he was the keeper he thinks he is.
That's a good shout, by the way. That's a really good shout there, Albert. Well done.
He's cost us points against St Mirren. He wasn't great against Motherwell. Is that what you're saying?
Aberdeen.
Oh yeah, that goal up Aberdeen. Oh, that was a calamity, wasn't it? There was a few involved with that goal, but he wasn't great, was he?
Kilmarnock.
Him and Big John, that wasn't great. Aye, well, maybe good.
2 goals at Parkhead. 2 goals at the old Pedo Dome. Went to a 25-yard pass into the net to one of their players. I mean, what's all that about? 25-yard pass into your net. It's a pass, mate. It's not even a shot, it's a pass. Second one, it goes right under his body. Middle of his goal goes right under his body. Nah, no for me, mate. No for me. That's how no even getting to the Manchester punch-in and the one he get caught and he got a foul for in one of the European game. It wasn't even a foul, it was a goal. You got away with that one as well. But that you shouldn't count that one because it wasn't a goal. They didn't get the goal. So but he's done enough for me to say. My point is, McGregor and Gorham, between them probably covered 20 year, 2 decades, maybe a bit longer, maybe a bit shorter. But in the 20 years, he's done more mistakes this season than they two have done combined over 20 years.
That's a lot.
Interesting. Listen, I don't deny that he's been great this season, but do you think it would help if we had a settled defence, mate?
Maybe, but punching a ball into a net, mate.
Doesn't matter who your defenders are, I again.
No, and the one at the ball goes through your legs at Aberdeen, getting yourself in a fanco at Kilmarnock, running out, bashing into a St Mirren, just running straight into him. These things are not a defensive problem. They're a goalkeeping problem. He could have done a bit better, probably in other things. We have better defence. You always can play better in front of behind a decent defence. There's no getting away from that. But just look at the mistakes. I mean, come on, it's mistakes he shouldn't be making, mate. Put it that way. If he made one of them mistakes in a season, you'd be like, oh well, you're allowed one. But he's making them time and time and time. I mean, it doesn't matter who you're playing now. I'm expecting something to come. He done a save there on Saturday or Sunday with the boy for the header, which was a good save. And I'm saying to myself, that's the standard. That's what you need to do. You had nothing to do that game but make that save. But you've got to make the save, and he did. But that should be in every game, mate, because it's always going to be like this. Like Rangers get most of the ball, and there's no many chances coming against us. He needs to be alert on the ball and don't let the ball in the net. That's his fight today. In my opinion, he's no commanding either, mate. He doesn't foul you. No, I mean, he doesn't foul defenders with any hope or any. Oh, I've got him behind me, so I'm quite secure in my own knowledge. I've got a great goalkeeper behind me. The ball goes into the area, and you're going, oh, what's going to happen now? You have no idea what's going to happen. He doesn't command it when the ball gets thrown in high. He doesn't command if the shots for lower or for distance into any of his corners, especially his left-hand corner. He's lost that many goals in that left-hand corner. I mean, he started again, but in pre-season, and it's carried on. Just it's down to my opinion on him. That's what I think about him. A lot of people like him, know what I mean? And they've got their opinions. That's fair enough. I don't rate him at all. And I wish you'd get a pair of shorts to fit him. I know he's 6'5". Well, you need to get made to measure shorts. Get him, but get a pair of shorts that fit you.
Yes, it's ain't half hot, Mum, is it?
That's true, mate. It's true.
No. Aye,
that's why he's got our bicycle short things underneath his shorts. I mean, yeah.
Listen, he set his standard. He set his standard the first 6 months at the club, and I'll put it to you, and Briggs can chip in before you come back in. That's his standard that he set, and he was above average. He was at times he was excellent for us, and since roughly about this time last season, or maybe a wee bit later, he was okay, and then a couple of big games and a couple of rickets, in particular the cup final. Pre-season wasn't great, and then I'll bear what you've said about the individual moments in the game. I think you're right, but yeah, I need to look back at all the games to see if he had decent games in them apart from the errors. But the errors you've talked about, struggling to argue for memory, Bridge.
Yeah, we can see it. You watch it every week, particularly at home anyway, and the boys that follow the away games, they're seeing it as well. So Albert's right to a certain extent, and we know that when he came for 6 months or so, he was really superb, and I thought we were very lucky to have a goalkeeper of that quality. But when you see a wee mistake creeping in, then it might only happen once, and then a fortnight later, a similar mistake or a stupider mistake, that kind of thing. And if it keeps going, then what happens is that no matter who you play against, they're going to put one long high balls right on top of your goalkeeper, because they know based on what they've been told and what they see, this guy isn't 100% confident in what he's doing. And that's what he's the first 5-6 months, every confidence in the world, and nobody was necessarily doing that. they're looking for shots, get good shots in. But now the big, long, high ball, because it's Rangers that will make the mistake, either the goalkeeper or the defenders, or they'll get mixed up and so on and so forth. And that's what's happening to your club at the moment. And we had Kelly in and playing there for maybe 3 or 4 games, and I thought excellent games. Now I know he's not the best goalkeeper in the whole world and won't be ever, but I don't think he made as many mistakes at the time he was playing as Butland's had in the last couple of games that he's had. He had a couple of cracking mistakes. But the last game he played, I thought he did very well. Some lovely saves. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt at the moment. But the reasons, I don't know what the reasons will be. I don't know if it brings confidence to the defence or vice versa. I don't know whether the defence gives confidence to the goalkeeper. I've always thought that if you've got poor central defenders, the goalkeeper's going to be up against it, and that's what happens. It's happening now. I think so. Anyway.
I think it's moments. I think it's a unique position over there, and it's moments.
We used to say Andy Gorham got you 12 to 15 points a season. He won Rangers 12 to 15 points a season. Probably the same with McGregor. You can't say that with this guy. I mean, the thing that he's in the team in the way, I think the reason Clement likes him is because he's one of the more mature guys in the squad. He talks well and he looks the part. Talking well and looking the part, I'm not interested in, mate. I'm interested in goalkeepers that keep the ball at the net. That's all I'm interested in. He's like Big Craig. It puts me in mind of Big Craig Patterson, similar setup. Big Craig Patterson looked the part and talked. He's a good talker. And if you ever met Craig Patterson, you always went, he is a professional football player. But you put him on a football part, he was hopeless, mate. He was absolutely hopeless. He jumped for a ball and you couldn't get a fag paper under him. He's just one of the guys. He's just hopeless, mate. Totally hopeless. And I think Butland's head, he's no doubt hopeless yet, but he's heading towards that direction, mate. If he keeps losing these goals in these important games and we're not winning these important games, he's no good to us. Absolutely no good to us. And for Kelly's an all right standby keeper, but he'll never be what you're looking for. We need a better keeper. There's no doubt about it, mate. We need a better keeper.
Well, I'll put that out there to the listeners for you, Bill. I'll put it out there.
Yeah, go for it, Paul.
You mentioned it on Tuesday. We're looking for Scottish Cup memories. It'd be good to hear for you what your favourites are. But also, has Alberg got a point? Has Alberg got a point? Yes. Come and join us. 0141 356 1972. Aye. Right. So I'm saying game of rest. Take him out of the firing line. No, because I want to change the team dramatically. I just think that it's a game that you can rest him if you accept he's the number one bridge man, and you hopefully with a strong team on the park, your goalkeeper's not too involved. I'm contradicting myself a bit here because you say that you want to play your strongest team, but I think there's no reason we couldn't play Liam Kelly on Sunday.
Well, I think you're 100% right there. And I dare say, I can't speak for them all, but based on conversations I've had with players, I don't think most of them would have any, shall we say, any problem at putting Kelly in. I think a lot of them are just waiting for this bit of form he had when he came to us to come back. Maybe it's a wee injury, or maybe this and maybe that. But for any games that are coming up between now and the end of the season, I wouldn't be worried too far with Kelly and goal for us. What I want him, your goalkeeper, because he's a huge big guy. I want him to be playing the way he was when in the first couple of months that he was there came to us. He was excellent. He went for it. He looked the part as a goalkeeper, and a lot of folk, well, they've changed the way they played against us and did different things. And the goalkeeper looked even better because he was making the saves from the shots. Now we're back to just pumping big high balls in as much as possible and as far as possible, and our goalkeeper is not getting them. He's just not getting them.
Another point, if you don't mind me making it, is that The last time we won the league, our goalkeeper won the Player of the Year. Our goalkeeper. I mean, you can't say at the moment Butler's going to win any Player of the Year. So, and everybody's thought that year we had a great defence. We had a great goalkeeper. We had a great defence because if we had a great defence, the keeper would have never won Player of the Year. But to win the league, and there's a keeper that got the Player of the Year, Big McGregor. So, there you are.
Aye. I think that was. I don't think he got back to the same heights after that. But I take your point, Albert. I take your point. Listen, I hope Jack Butland can get back to the Jack Butland in the first 6 months. Only time will tell. We'll see where it takes us. Aye, getting back to the cup. Yeah, Mr. Clement's got us to every final, but we need to get this. We need to go and win this one. It's really important for us, Bridge.
Well, you know, the words sometimes fail people. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying, this is absolutely 100% we need to win it. If we don't win this game, there's going to be major problems at our club. That's the way I look at it. And I'm not talking about the manager, I'm talking about the players that are playing on the park. We've got to realise who they are and the level of football that we should be playing. And I know that Queen's Park are in the league below us, but they're playing no bad, and if they're up near the top of the league, then they're on a bit of form. And we need to have a bit of form. I know we've managed to grab a bit of form over the last couple of games there, but that needs to show. And we need to be able to go into the park and run that team right into the ground. That's what we need to do. Run the legs after them and do the business. Put the ball in the net. First and foremost, put the ball in the net. And then we can see what the manager can do later on in the game, 60 minutes or something like that. He can make whatever substitutions he wants. But get the game to sleep. Put the game to sleep or to bed, rather. That's what I say. Need to do it. We need to win. We've got to win this game. It's 100%.
Aye, of course, but we need to win the competition all better.
Well, that's it. It's like the lassies they win the semi-final. One of the semi-finals all good now. You got to go and win the cup. We're the same at this round and every other round. Got to go and win it, mate. That's the only thing that counts. Good performances. And, we're really unlucky and all that. It doesn't count. It's go and win the cup. That's all it counts. It's like the League Cup. Say what you want. We didn't win it. I know what happened in the League Cup, but we didn't win it. The bottom line is we didn't win it. And that's not good enough.
Aye.
So this Scottish Cup has got to be won.
Aye. Listen, I don't disagree with you, Bridge.
Yeah, we've got to win it, pal. 100%. No matter what happens, for me, this is a must. It's an absolute must. So, however we're going to do it, we'll get out there and we'll beat them. And I think we should be taking 3 or 4 off them, in my honest opinion. But knowing the way what happens to us, I think some of our players go into their pitch and they think, this mob are going to be easy. I'll do this and I'll do that and he'll do that. And before you know it, they can't find each other on the pitch. All that nonsense, or they get marked out the game. These kind of things will happen against teams, particularly cup games. So anybody that ever played in any league, their cup games are always involved and they're fantastic to play in. But you see teams that you would beat in the league or you would struggle with in the league, you can beat them in the cup and vice versa. The teams raise themselves, and in cup games, the weather and other things are great levelers and they matter. If it's absolutely lashing down, then you better be up to your best because this is going to happen and we need to do it. I can't even think of it not winning. I can't even think, well, oh dear.
Yeah. Listen, we're for him. Ibrox is final, but if we're honest, yeah.
Yeah, there's only 2 points dropped since this season so far. And I can't even, with many cup ties we played there at Ibrox. Counting the League Cup.
I'll check that out, mate. Obviously, we lost to Leon. Even their European form's been decent in it at Ibrox, yeah. We drew with Spurs. We'll beat Fraserburgh in the Scottish and we move on. I'll check the League Cup ties, mate, because obviously I think the first one was at Hampden, mate. Yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Aye. But listen, we obviously got to the final, so our form's been all right. but we have to go through it on Sunday. That's the quarter-finals, mate, and then we have to win the next two ties to get the final. We have to be getting the ribbons round the cup all there.
That's what you should be thinking. But as I say, don't get ahead of ourselves. It's first things first. It's this game first. It's you've got to see this to put this to bed, as Bridget's saying. I know we're talking it up and all that. It shouldn't be any great danger. But the fact of the matter is, if you're not up for it, knowing your game, it can quite quickly become a disaster. So you need to be up for this and be ready for the challenge that Queen's Park. There'll be no mugs, put it that way. As you pointed out, there's no Fraserburgh, and that's no disrespect to Fraserburgh. I like Fraserburgh. I like their manager. I like the way they handled themselves at Ibrox. Very respectful. Very respectful. What a time for them now. I look out for the results now.
And I tell you, if we're sending a team up north, and maybe young boys or B team or development team or whatever, they should be a club we should always try and play. Just because of the way they conducted themselves, mate. Good people for good stock.
Absolutely, mate. It was just a breath of fresh air for what the crap that we got to put up with. The rest of the scum that come to Ibrox.
Steady. Absolutely right, by the way, I have to say. Absolutely right. It's just shocking. It's just shocking. No, I think
it was a breath of fresh air. Bridgeman, if you listen to their manager after the game.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And they tried their heart out. Let's not kid ourselves on. They tried their heart out and they tried to play a decent game of football. And get my heart after them. Well done. Well done to them.
I think they were happy. They came to Ibrox and I think the manager's words about our club were absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. And every Rangers fan should make sure, if they haven't done so, read the words or listen, get hold of the video and listen to what the guy's saying. And it was absolutely brilliant for somebody to say in public the way he said it, and proud of it and happy with it, that he was treated so well at Ibrox. Just magic. And that is what you said there, Albert. Something that doesn't happen very often.
I think we're being joined by Billy. Evening, Billy. Hopefully with us. Evening, Billy. No, maybe not. Hopefully we'll be with us in a second, all better.
Aye. He'll get there.
I'll try again. Evening, Billy.
Evening, gentlemen. How you doing?
Oh,
Hi, Billy.
I'm all right, but I don't know if you can say gentlemen when I'm on with these two reprobates, Billy.
Shocker. A shocker, eh? Oh, my
hey,
God.
Billy, reprobate number 2 speaking. Good evening.
Good evening, mate.
That makes you reprobate number 1, Bridge.
It sounds like it, doesn't it? Oh, you're on her. Wait a minute.
There you go, Billy. The floor's yours, mate.
I was just listening in there to your Scottish Cup final memories and whatnot. Obviously, you've got the Lovren Crans ones you touched on. That with Barry Ferguson was different class. And then, well, who could forget the Loudrop final when Jukebox scored a hat-trick? But do you know one of the best finals I was ever at Ox? It was the League Cup final when Rangers had 9 men against St Mirren.
Oh, right.
And I think it was Kevin Thompson and young Danny Wilson get sent off. And we played that final with 9 men. And we went up the park and Kenny Miller scored the winner.
That was a pigeon that did that. That was a pigeon that showed them where the ball is. That was one of the finals that's really stuck to me big time. You know, and you've seen how much character and desire and everything that Rangers epitomise was in the players that were on the park that day. And to see Walter Smith running out there, you know, with your own fist pumped up into heavens, man, God rest him, was a joy to behold. So it was. So
that was a special.
That was very special, mate. That was to me that was a cracker, a victory. Like, you know, And you can one thing you can guarantee, and they'll be listening in, and I don't care if they use it or no, but if that was that mob across the city, that'd have been them. They would put in your daft pedestal, you know, the world beaters, this, that, and the next thing, all the nonsense that they came out with. But for me, the 9 men of the Rangers that day was just different class. Hampden was rocking that day and all. It was fantastic, so it was.
Aye,
That was a good one. That was a good one.
In spirit, aye. That was a special final, Billy, aye. But what about the Scottish Cup, Billy? Because obviously we're focusing on that more because it's a cup tie the weekend. What's your favourite? I'm putting you on the spot.
My favourite? Oh, well, the one that sticks out again, it's got to be the one he's touched on, eh? The one when Lovencrans scored a minute or 2 or 3 minutes before full time.
Okay.
You know, that was a brilliant. It was you know, for a neutral, that must have been a fantastic final to watch as well, because it was 2 good, strong teams gone for it toe to toe with one another. You know, and I had everything in that game as well. I think we hit the Barry Ferguson just hit the. Did he know hit the post hit the bar just before he whipped that one right into for the free kick. So that'd be the one for me, Ox, that one. Barry Ferguson, when he was just another one I know, mate. He just epitomised everything that Rangers were all about that day. You know what we're all about: desire, passion, hunger. You know, self-belief. You know, just grabbing your teammates by the scruff of the neck and saying, "Come on, lads, we're not getting beat here today. You know, this is yours. This is your day. We want to win this. You know, that'd be the one for me, pal."
Aye, I get that, mate. Understood it. By the way, see if you watch that game, as I said about the sign off, if you want to watch a good game of football and see how Scottish football has changed, watch the 1993 game, Cup final. Neil Murray and Haitley scored. As you've got a bit of time, as you're sitting on the couch. I know you're a busy man, Albert, but if you're ever sitting on the couch and you've got a bit of time, put it up on YouTube. Watch the 1993 Scottish Cup final. You won't
the one at the Pedo Dome?
Yes.
I remember it.
Yes, watch that back. Aye, Billy, I wouldn't disagree with you. I said that the Woven Crash, because of the drama behind it, last minute winner, it's always, you know, the game, and they thought they were such a good side, and the power song back to his Alan McLeish won the 2 cups and then went on and won the treble, you know, and maybe doesn't get the respect he's due for that, Billy.
Aye. Lovencrans was always a thorn in their side in the games, wasn't he? He always knew he was got to come up with a good zone that day, no matter if it was a league game or a cup game. He always knew he was there. But I loved the way Lovencrans took his goal in that final. You know, he got right in between the 2 centre halves, and he was as brave as a lion. You know, with his diving header. It was like the Rover stuff, really, wasn't it? You know, when you think about it. I mean, if that was one of us wanting to play for the Rangers, that's what you always dreamed about as a kid growing up. You know, you wanted to play with the Rangers in a final and score the winner. You know, you used to do that down the park when you're a wee laddie, etc. You know, dreaming about playing with the Rangers and scoring the winner in a cup final. And for Lovencrans to do that, you know, that must have been one of the highlights of his career. So it must have been.
Well, he's still doing it. But I don't disagree with you, Billy. I think the drama, and it was a decent game as well. And if you win it, it becomes a special game, Albert. Yeah, but we want to get back to doing these things and lifting the cup. Yeah, it wasn't my favourite Rangers strip ever. I wasn't too keen on that one, but it was still good to see they colour the ribbon around the cup, Albert.
Definitely. What was I going to say? Which strip was that one? I'm trying to remember the strip.
That was the NTL with the red up the side, yeah.
Aye, I remember. I didn't like that one either. I like my favourite strips. That was it the Adidas one with the 3 stripes.
I loved it. I loved it. Absolutely.
That was a cracking strip, mate. That was an excellent strip.
I'll just ask you to look at your phone in a second, Albert, yeah?
Aye.
All right.
He's going to crack your phone, Albert. He's going to crack your phone.
No. There's always a method in my madness. You know me, Billy.
Aye. See, you're talking about strips here. You know, I liked my favourite Rangers strip of all time, believe it or not, is it was in the way back in the 80s, and it was the royal blue one with the pinstripe doing it with the V neck. And we had the white one tail, bear mind of the white one with the blue collar, the blue V collar with the red and blue. They were absolute belters. That's the blue one was my favourite. That was my favourite all-time strip, that one. You can still get them new, I think, in the retro ones you get. You can still get them, but I don't think you can actually get the original one with the Umbro and that on it.
I don't know if they'll fit you anymore, but Billy.
Oh, no. I've lost a few pounds since then, right enough.
I might have to get doing this, guys.
You know, Ops, you were just talking about, or you touched on Alex McLeish and the achievement. You know, but I'm going to flip this right upside down. I was talking to Big Southside about this, because I've seen a thing on social media, right, and I was blown away with the stats of this. And it's I know the Paul Glenn, I was going to say, the Philip Clement situation, and what he's got to work with, etc. We know a lot of money for a transfer budget and the way the foreign dipped, etc., etc. But what he's done in Europe, yes, we've carried a bit of luck, but it's been remarkable, right? I'm going to read something to you, just to touch on it. Now, I don't know if you've actually read this or you've seen it, but I've seen a thing on social media, right? And see when Rangers finished in the top 8 of the Europa League this year, right? Yes. The team that won it, Lazio, never played a team in the top 11.
Aye.
Atletico Bilbao, who finished second, never played a team in the top 14. Manchester United, who finished third, played one team in the top. It was Rangers, right? Tottenham Hotspur, as above, one team in the top 8. Eintracht Frankfurt, who finished 5th, played one team. Lyon was one of the teams that played Rangers. Olympic Lyon played 3 times in the top, right? Olympiacos, Frankfurt and Rangers, that's who they played. Olympiacos played 2 teams in the top 8, was Lyon and Rangers played 4 teams in the top 8. So out of that way we finished there, out of the top 8, right? We played Manchester United, Tottenham, Lyon and Olympiacos, and they all finished above us, and we finished in the top 8. Now that, and in my opinion, right, for these stats, excuse me, I think that's a magnificent achievement for the Rangers. What we've got to know, mate, you know.
When that draw was made, I thought we would get enough points to get through to the round that's coming up next week. But I thought we would struggle to get the top 8. If I'm being honest, Albert.
You mean the Diddy round?
I think they call it the failure round, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you get that message I sent you?
Aye, well, I did have the phone, but Mrs. Oldbell's grabbed it off me.
She'll like it. Right. All right. Okay. Right. But listen, I didn't think we'd get there, Billy. And obviously, there was a 6-fold. And 6-folds are easy to get up, as we all know. 6 winning bets are easy, aren't they? Right. So if you took the Rangers to win in 5 results, you had a 6-fold up, and it all fell our way. Oh, well.
Say that again, mate. I'm typed at the moment. Oh. You need to repeat that. Sorry, mate.
Cannot multitask, can I?
Oh, I can't multitask, mate. I just can't. Walking and breathing is a challenge to me, mate.
But you're right, Billy. It was a special achievement, yeah. And obviously we're not getting the credit we're due for it, you know what I mean? But we're not expecting that, are we, Bridge?
No. But yeah, I think I said in the text, I said that I was proud as hell that for us to get to the 8th position, given some of the teams that we played, it was just wonderful, absolutely wonderful to get that far. I loved it, and I love European football. and all the European nights from the past, memories just keep flooding back, It's just great, and it's great to see our club and the team doing as well as they do in that league. I just wish we could do all of that we could do in Europe, all of that in the league, and the guys play the same with the same verve in them, It would be brilliant. It would be brilliant.
Yeah, we have to take that, and I think that I understand where people's frustrations come from. And I'll get Billy's taking this, because if you take the away form and the European form in isolation, we've had great results, decent performances. You take the home form, yeah, there's been some not so good performances, but the actual home form's fine. It's this away anomaly that's brought the pressure on the manager and maybe some of the criticism he's got. Oh, yeah.
But how can I put it? It's like 61 and half a dozen of the other type thing, We've spoken about it for a while now with the consistency, and how we're set up and domestically and how we're set up in Europe. I think when you try and read between the lines, Ox, I think we're more set up for European football. And I know that maybe sounds strange, but I think that's just the understanding that the manager's got for that type of football. Obviously you want to win your league campaign, etc., and your domestic cups and that. But I think he's just no grasped that situation over a sustained period of time. All right, you could say, we won the Scottish Cup, we got into the League Cup final and all that. You get your luck, etc., with the cup runs and all that. You get a draw, can get a draw at home, you can get one of the lesser teams, etc., on your way to the final. Or you look at it on the flip side, you can maybe draw the top teams in the Premier League on the way to the final. But I just don't think the manager's grasped it domestically yet. But I mean, I was one of the people that was doubting him as well, by the way. And I'm not going to say I'm no. But what I have seen wee snippets of improvement in the games I've been going to and the ones I've been watching. I have seen wee things that's starting to, hold on now, I didn't see that the last time, maybe if that was 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe I wouldn't have done that, or maybe I wouldn't have won that game, etc., etc. But, for what he's got at his disposal with injuries, and I'm not making that an excuse with injuries and money and that, right? Because you're only as good as the tools that you've got for the job, so... has he done well in games? Aye, he has. Has he done poor things in games? Of course he has. We're not denying that. But it's the consistency that's been killing us in the league. And I think that's just down to a few things as well. As I said, injuries, the players he's want in, his tactics, etc. So that said, when he works that out, Ox, I think that's when it'll come. And I'm hoping... We don't want any Rangers manager sacked. We want our managers to be successful. We want our football players at the club to be successful. Obviously we're all disappointed. Everybody's throwing the toys out the pram, etc., when things are not getting wrong, and we understand that because we want to win. And it's win or bust for Glasgow Rangers and Glasgow and Scottish football. That's just the nature of the beast. That's who we are.
You've got to win. It's all about winning. You're right.
Yep.
Listen, you take a breath, mate, and restock your energy, because guess what?
Arena tune.
Well done, Billy boy.
Marching on through the years of history, heads held on high. How far the jersey they would do or die. Oh, fight, fight for right. Play the game with a badge of glory. Well, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on the way to cheer the boys in blue. Oh, follow they will, marching on through the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, well, that's the Glasgow Rangers story. Have you seen the Glasgow Rangers? Have you seen the boys in blue? Well, they're admired by all who know them. If you knew them, so would you. For they have played in Monaco, they have played in the USA, but the greatest game in history is the game on New Year's Day. For it's a home of famous heroes, and their praises they have been sung. Willie Waddle, Tory Gaelic, Alan Morton and George Young. And when all my life has ended, and when death has made its mark, will you scatter all my ashes on the slopes of Ibrox Park? And with the angels I'll be singing, up in heaven, they're up above. I'll be singing, follow, follow, to the Rangers that I love. And with my flute I will be playing in the valleys and the glens. I'll be happy and contented when the Rangers win again. See them march on, marching on through the years of history. It's held on high, up for the jersey they would do or die. Fight, fight for right, play the game, wear the badge of glory. Win, lose or draw, well, that's a Glasgow Rangers story. See them march on, banners high as they fly before you, loyal and true, on the way to cheer the boys in blue. Oh, follow they will, marching on to the songs of glory. Win, lose or draw, well, that's a Glasgow Rangers story. Win, lose or draw, well, that's a Glasgow Rangers story.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oh, we're back, gentlemen. Did I hear a bit of
Yep.
singing for you, Albert? You keep your concentrate the show.
No,
Win, lose or draw, oh, that's a Glasgow Rangers story.
Was that an LP you played there, Fox?
Anyway, we'll be joined by one of the true legends of Rangers Radio, Denver Bear. Evening, Denver.
Denver Bear, yes.
How's it going, guys?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good to hear, bro. Good to hear from you. Go on, Denver.
How we doing, guys?
We hear you yet? We hear you.
How we doing, guys?
I can hear you, Denver. You hear us?
I just picked you up there now. We have a
Yes,
word with
mate.
that secretary of yours. He said I was calling for Poland. Said Poland, Colorado. Must be a new state, a new town.
Very good.
I was giving the young a hard time there. I was giving him an ear bashing.
Oh, very good.
Listen, we're all for equality. We give everybody an opportunity on here, didn't we, Albert?
Oh, that's it.
Aye,
That's it.
aye, definitely, mate. Hope you're knowing your
One
knees
for all.
calling for Poland, mate.
What's on your mind, Denver?
Every time I call my sister, I've got to ask her where I'm calling for. The last time she said was Hamburg in Germany. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Carry on, Anyway, so we're talking about Scottish Cup, and I'll give you my three favourite finals.
Yes.
And no particular order. I can't separate them. 1966, I'll go along with Bridgeman with Kai Johansson with the replay on the Wednesday night.
You're not that old, Denver.
Well, I probably shouldn't have been there. I was just a pup, but I kind of hairy ass pup,
Aye.
Cam Forsyth, 1973, and Big DJ scoring before 3 o'clock in the afternoon against Hearts, and was that 1976. So that's my three. But my all-time favourite one, and I'm going way back now. I'm going back to 1970, and February 7th, 1970, and a game up in Forfar, and we won 7-0. And I wasn't supposed to be there. And my mom belted my lug when I got off the train. I got the special train to Queen Street. So.
Special train to Queen Street.
Special, the football special.
That's a football special. Oh,
that's it.
Down the line.
All I can remember is taking forever to get Haymocks and Bridge and thinking my mom's going to kill me, and somebody kept pulling the emergency brake cord and all that. Man,
Oh my God.
I don't know what time I get home at that night, but
I'll pass you my trains expert, Albert.
Aye, Denver. I was at the '66 Cup final as well. That was my dad's scrotum at the time. I remember that one, mate.
I'm an even older bear than you, Albert, so there you go. But that's what happens when you call for Poland. So. Puts ages on you, I just looked. I looked at
historic games, apart from the 7-0 against Falkirk. The child abuse,
Forfar.
You get assaulted.
Forfar.
You get assaulted with your mother, mate. We cannot condone on here. What we're saying is she never hit you hard enough. Right?
Always
she
said
said
to
that
the mother.
My mom said that every day. She never hit me hard enough, So.
Yeah.
Or long enough.
Always
I
said
know,
to the mother.
There you go. Aye, so I looked up that game, and let's see, where are we? I know wee Doddy scored the first goal, and Colin Steen scored a couple. I can remember that. So
Aye, I'll check it out for you, mate.
Alan McDonald, Colin Steen, Andy Penman, Kai Johansson, John Gregg got 2, and Sandy Jardine got the winner goal in 73 minutes. So, aye, that seems like just yesterday when I was just like a boy, a schoolboy.
Aye. If you ask me what the team was on Saturday, I couldn't tell you, but I can write that team up.
Go back to 1970. Mental. It's nuts.
I don't know if any's watched old football thing. I was at a cup final in Hampden. It was against Rangers in Dundee, and that was an absolutely brilliant game. We scored the first goal, and then Kenny Cameron, a boy called Kenny Cameron, played for them. And he scored an absolutely fabulous goal against us. But I think we won 3-1 at the end up, Brandon.
That's 63.
63, aye, 63.
63, aye.
Aye, so just these were fantastic. We were winning so many cups at that time. I can't remember whether it was a Scottish Cup or a Scottish League Cup, but Rangers were in the final of so many of that era. It was just brilliant to watch. Just
do you want to have a go at the team for 1970? Denver, just you.
70. Go on.
Just you, Denver. See if your memories like.
Let's see, Bolly Ritchie. No. Jerry Neef.
Correct.
Right back. John Gregg.
No.
I don't think Sandy Jardine was playing at right back at that time, was he?
Sandy Jardine was substitute, mate.
Really? Okay, so Colin Steen scored. Big Greg scored.
The right
Jordan
back
scored.
The right back scored, and you've already mentioned him for another game. There's a big clue.
No, Kai Johansson.
Correct.
I'm going to say that.
Wow,
you remember? You mentioned them in this game. You mentioned them in this game.
Okay.
Did I?
Thanks.
Oh, there you go. See, once you get your old bear, you get kind of muddled up a wee bit. That's it.
This is brilliant.
Colin Steen, big Colin Steen. Big Johnson wouldn't be playing. Dave Smith.
Yep.
Dave Smith. Ronnie McKinnon.
Yep.
Right.
You're going back.
I'm doing all right here. Okay, right. So, Greggy. Alfie Conn, no?
Yep.
Wow, I didn't think I would have argued against myself on that one. I wouldn't have thought he'd have played. Wally Johnson.
Yep.
Oh, I'm doing all right, Oxon. Just don't ask me the team for last Sunday, though. Please don't do that.
You've got two to get, mate.
Two to get. Constant, Doddy. God.
Number 8.
That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking there. Not number 8.
Come on.
Oh, come on. I know. You put me on the spot. It's like big Southside when you put him on the spot last night.
You already mentioned them.
Two to get.
You've got me.
One's a Barcelona Bear.
Colin Steen, aye. No,
the one you know got is a Barcelona Bear.
They suffer from diabetes.
Andy Penman.
Yeah.
Andy Penman, the other one's a Barcelona Bear, mate. Your last one.
Man.
Come on, think Barcelona Bears.
I know, I'm going through the team right now. You put me on the line. Alfie Conn.
I'll give you a big clue. You want a big clue?
Go for it.
You only had one fit.
Oh, Wally Matheson.
Wally Matheson. The Rangers team that night, 7-0 victory away to Falkirk.
Forfar.
No,
Exactly.
Forfar.
Sorry, exactly 55 years ago tomorrow, Denver. So you were only 2 when you were there. So
that's right, 2.
So
and then if you count the school years in, That'll bring me up to the days.
And then the team was Neath, Johansson, Matheson, Gregg, McKinnon, Smith, Penman, Conn, Steen, McDonald, and Johnson. And how things have changed. You had one substitute.
Oh, a wee bit.
One substitute. Yeah, there you go. Billy Boy.
Aye.
Billy Boy. Memories, eh?
Oh, well, I was only 2-year-old then, mate. I was only a pup. That was before my time, Denver. I'm just...
All right. You should have been in the game, Billy. Come on.
I get left to our turnstile, mate, 2-year-old.
I could probably have lifted you out.
It's brilliant, you know, Denver. It's brilliant because my boy, your Billy's listening to the show in the other room, and he just when the tune was on there, he said, Dad, he says, you know, my favourite game was the one that Fashion Sakala scored against the Celtic and that. You know, so when you think about it, you've got my boy there thinking his greatest memory of the Scottish Cup is that one there a couple of years ago, you know, and then you've got a way back to the 70s. So it just shows you the range or the Rangers supporters' memories. It's fantastic, mate. So it is.
That's right. How does your boy feel, Billy, about the lack of success right now? What is his feeling on it? Is he still as tight with the Rangers as it always is?
Oh, aye, mate. Listen, your Billy breathes the Rangers 24 hours a day. You know, that's all I get off him, Dad. This one's linked to the Rangers. That one's linked to the Rangers. I think he'll come in talking about the B team, and you know, and he's away asking questions about this, and he just loves the Rangers, mate. You know, but obviously he's disappointed in that, like, you know, we're not successful as we should be. You know, but I just keep telling him, just sit tight. We'll come good, son. We'll come good. Just we'll go to get through the bad times to get the good times back. You know.
Just explain to him, Billy. It's difficult to be successful when you get Frank Connor on the VAR.
Aye, baby, really, Frank Spencer.
That's brilliant, Albert. Brilliant. Superb.
You know what, Billy? What bugs me and the rest of you guys right now, and I keep thinking about this, is that a succession of Celtic managers have been very successful, but it's down to the fact that we have not gave them any pressure on them whatsoever. We've handed them endless trophies in the last 10, 12 years, and not one. We've not put one charge or put a pressure on them.
Does strange things to people, doesn't it? It does. You're right. You're right. But listen, a great memory for Denver there. What about more modern times, Denver? What about the more modern times? I mean, you've been up to 76 there. You know, and I don't want to upset you. That wasn't 5 years ago. That was quite a few years ago. No?
Wow. See, since I moved to Poland, everything changes. Changes. You know, Ox, I've got hard time remembering games, you know, recently and all that. I've never actually seen that Lovenkrands final right through from start to finish. I've always meant to do it and just sit down and watch it, you know. I've seen the goals for it right enough, you know, but
and by the way, it's not a new thing. If you watched the assault in Caniggia that day, was a red card, mate, when it was nothing each. Because he was running riot and they assaulted him and took him out, mate.
Aye, I know. It's just, you know, you kind of wonder what they get away with nowadays, or even then, you know, it's just nuts. It's bonkers, you know. And then, you know, like Bridge keeps talking about once a 6'10" centre half, but the guy wouldn't get away with it. He wouldn't get away with it with us, you know. It's just nuts, bonkers, man. Some of the bookings we get are just like unbelievable.
Aye. What's your take? You were on a few weeks ago and you said a bit of patience. Are you still in the same mindset, mate?
Most definitely, aye. I'm 100% with Albert. You know, I've no call for a bit, but you know, I just want to back up Albert what he said. We need to look to the future and look to see what we're getting and what we're getting now. You know, and playing a lot of the young team is great for me. That big Nasala, I love that big guy. I love how confident he is. He passes the ball really crisply and all that. You know, I love that. And love young Bailey Rice. We just need to get him in there and play him and get him in amongst it. You know, I'm 100% against with the manager. 100%.
Billy,
You know, can I come in there for a second? Oh, sorry, pal. Sorry.
I've got Billy, bring Billy in. Billy, listen, you've like me, you've felt with frustrations with a manager, the way results, performances. All bears the exact same, mate. Don't be kidding. Yeah, but he just sees it slightly different. I've had my, further enough for this, but I can see shoots, mate, and we've got the clubs moving on a bit, and there's players coming through, and all right, we don't know how good they're going to be, but they look as if they've got something. And Salah, Jeffy, Igaman, young Raskins come back to form. They're all young men. It's just a case if we can get the blend and we can maybe get some people in to support them, we could be in the cusp of a decent side.
Aye. All bears been, and Southside and yourself, you've been frank, open and honest on the show umpteen times trying to explain to everybody what's going on in the picture that the Rangers are trying to build. But I'm all for the young guns, Ox, all day long, and if we can get a strong nucleus, maybe 10 right good young laddies, and we can throw in some top experience in amongst that, then the young laddies are only got to get better and better and better. And that's what we need. And if we've got the foundations right with the young laddies, and if they can all click with that experience, and we can get our spine, our team sorted, and we can grow branches round about them with young laddies and get the laddies to come on, then the future's only going to be bright for the Rangers, because if we can keep a hold of them for maybe, 3 or 4 seasons, obviously, if they shine too much, then you've got to get people coming in to want to buy them, etc., but if we can get a nucleus of that team and a proper foundation built of that team with the young laddies, and as I said, a wee sprinkle of the experience in amongst it, then that'll really put us down in good stead for the next 2 or 3 years to make us successful. That's the way I see it, mate.
And I think your point is with the guys that if they come to the fore, this is a big decision they make. And in the words of that famous philosopher, Albert, you've got to know when to hold them and you've got to know when to fold them, as Kenny Rogers says. And that's the hard thing of when you get rid of players at the peak of their powers. Yeah, and when you cash out, because football's a fickle business, isn't it?
It is, mate. But first and foremost, you need to get the value into the squad. So you need to get them up and running and playing well to get the value for people to be interested. That's the first thing, mate. And I think we're on the course to do that at the moment. We're getting these young boys in. I'm not going to go through what I went through before, but Billy was talking about you got a core of young players, maybe 10. You're already got 8 sitting there. You've got 8. So we're definitely on the road, mate. We're definitely on the road. And you'll not be selling them all at one time.
No.
And I agree with you saying that you need to know. You got to first get the value, then you got to have people interested in to buy them. Once you've got all of that, we're up and running now, mate. We're really going for it. And let's be honest about it. If these players have got good negotiating powers or they've got decent agents, they're going to teams now and saying, am I playing? Am I guaranteed to play? What sort of guarantees you give me? Because I'm not coming for Rangers to sit in your bench. That's not what I'm all about. I'm playing for the Glasgow Rangers here at the moment, and I'm getting great experience, and I'm loving every minute of it. So I'm not coming for there just to say, oh, here's an extra $5 grand, 10 grand. You're sitting on our bench. No chance. No chance is there any young player want to do that. And you can see it in Salah, Jeffy, Igaman. They want to play, mate. They're not interested in sitting in benches and getting your experience for the bench. They're wanting to own that park and they're wanting to show you what they've got. And they're doing it. They're actually doing it. So once we get them bedded in, and they're getting bedded in nicely now, mate, I'd say they're ready now. They just need experience now, mate. It's just all about experience. Then you can start deciding, as you say, when to let them go, when no. Some might want to go right away. Some might not want to go at all. You never know.
That's modern football.
That's that, mate. You can't hold any that doesn't want to be here. If they don't want to be here, that's fair enough. You just let them go. But they've got a value now. Whereas the 16 players were let away in the summer, there wasn't practically no value in any of the players. And that's what you're going for now. So you've got 10 young players that there's value in every single one of them.
Bridgman, and you come, mate.
I was just going to, if you don't mind, what Denver was saying about I'm wanting big tall fellas and big giants and so on and so forth. Well, I do, of course I do. But I just cast my mind back to not that long ago when they had they brought in a big animal from wherever they brought him in. I don't know where, big Bobo Baldi, and that guy got away with murder, in Scottish football. They absolutely murdered teams. He nearly took the Boer out the game altogether with some of the over the top tackles he did with him, and hitting him in the elbow in the back of the head, all that nonsense, and he got away with all that. I don't want somebody that's going to do that because he's playing for Rangers, and Rangers they will. Somebody did do that, they would get booked every week. I'm looking for somebody that's going to be that knows the game, reads the game, understands what type of football we're playing, and so on and so forth, and is good at it. And if you can be good at it, that's fabulous for me. Don't need to kill anybody, really.
I'm here.
Sorry, I'm here. You know what I mean. I'm looking for it doesn't have to be an electric midfielder, but he needs to be really, really strong. I mean, really strong, and just be able to stand up.
I slightly disagree with you, Bridge, in some respects now, and I get your sentiments that you want people to dominate in the air, and you want the big guys to go and win the headers, and I get your worries at cross bars because sometimes we get the fear, but I think that position's slowly changing, mate, because they touch the ball that often. Bizarrely for me sometimes, and I'll bring Billy in this, some of the kamikaze passes they put about goal moves now, we wouldn't be allowed when we all played there, even at schoolboys, never mind professional level. But the game's changed and you've got to be able to play there, and I think in some respects pace is a big asset there now that wasn't maybe there getting back a generation or two in that key position, a centre-half, because I do agree with you, Bridge, as a key position, even though I take the mick out of you. Billy?
Aye, I know where you're coming from, Ox, and I can understand where Bridge is coming from too. You know, it's like when the keeper gets the ball, the two full-backs split, one will go out to one touchline, the other one will go out to the other one, and the two centre-halves, they come short and get the ball, and a couple of midfielders will drop in, and one will make a wee run forward type thing. In the time, work the ball out of defence. And it does give you the fear at times because you're saying to yourself, oh no, this is going to go wrong. One wrong pass here and there, and sometimes you get away with it, sometimes we don't. But I think what we're needing, and back to what I was talking about, experience in that, and I think this was where Bridge is coming from. I think we're needing somebody or a couple of players, not just experience, but streetwise type of players, if that makes sense. No, one of the ones that'll pull a foul when the pressure's on, just to use their all heat and take the pressure off their defence, or they'll do something, just to mix the game up, just to stop the game and their team's on tappy, if I'm talking say they're running out of tappy. That type player, I think we're needing a couple of them in our team as well. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Getting the blend right is important, Billy, and I think we can't. Well, I know it was famously said, you'll not win in with kids, but I think it's building a team. It takes Albert can come in after Denver. Building a team, it's like a cake. You've got to get that blend right. You'll never have a good team without a ball winner. And the guy's turned into a ball winner, and the way he reads again, the way he's playing the stone, he breaks down attacks constantly. It's Nico Raskin. Denver.
Aye, we're seeing the player we bought originally, I think now, and he's thriving when he's got that armband on as well. Him and young Diamande have got a good understanding going. I still think we, as Billy says, we need another one like a Stuart McCall. Is that what you're thinking about, Billy? A Stuart McCall type, a wee Donny type or something?
Yeah, mate, a streetwise player out that mould. That's what I'm talking about, pal.
Aye. I don't know how you get away with it right enough, because there's all these The refereeing's just nuts. It's just bonkers. You know, you think you've seen the worst one until you see the next one. You know, you're just shake your head when you see them. You know, this thing now where they shield the ball and then they just fall and they get a free kick for nothing. It drives me nuts, man.
The game's changed, and not always for the best. Albert, that's getting your cake, getting the blend. You know, you maybe need some experienced players.
I've said before, mate, to build a team is no easy. I'm talking for the person who's building the team. It's no easy, mate. Everybody thinks it's down in England. I've said it before. They just use the big piles of cash to run about buying tons of players, and eventually it works out for them. And that's what it is. It's a scattergun approach to building a team. But when you've not got the resources, you've got to know what you're doing. And there's very few in my lifetime that can know the new what they're doing. I don't know how to build a team. You know what I mean? You do know, as you say, it's layers. You know that there's certain types of players you've got to have in. You know they've got to all blend and go on with each other and want to play with you. They don't all have to be pals or anything like that, but they really do need to know how to play the game with each other and build the team as a unit. And that's what you're going through. It'll take all different types, and you get players in that you don't suspect are going to be any good for you. And next thing, they're the key part of your team. It just works that way. I don't know how it works that way, but it just works that way. So you need to get the right people in place to build this team. And I think at the moment, we've got the right people in place to build the team. They're bringing the right players to it, to the club. These young players, young hungry players who want to play and want to learn. As for the experience that Billy was going on, I mean, there's enough. The way I look at it now, Billy, there's enough football and telly for any young player just to sit and watch the games and watch what's happening in front of their own eyes. For all this, as Denver says, you just fall down. Anybody comes near you, just fall down and get a foul. It drives me crazy as well. But that's these referees. We can go on about referees if you want, about grey areas. I would take all the grey areas out of the game because these referees live and hide in the grey areas. And if you leave enough grey areas, which are there at the moment, they have got the influence for the outcome of the game. They can influence the outcome of a game, and that's wrong, mate. They are just there to apply the laws of the game to the game they're refereeing. That's all they're there for. But they seem to think they're there for this other reason, all crazy, strange reason. But their paymasters are talking in the background to these guys. It's a fact. It's a fact, mate. You can see it. You should
have listened to 5 Lives. In my opinion, today. Maybe look that up, mate. You might like it. Anyway, we've been joined by Bob J. Morning. Evening, Bob J.
Good evening, lads. How are we doing tonight?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Not too bad. It was freezing after walking the dog there. But apart from that, I'm fine. You're right. You're right, Albert. There's some of these referees in England, they're as big a personality as what the players are. I think they think they're as big as superstars as that. And you know, we're not going to be referees. I mean, the concept is controversy in the game, but who and what they are. So, to me, it's a lot of it is beyond the joke. Who will have done to your club recently? So, need I say more about them, eh?
Yeah. Well, we're talking about people's favourite Scottish Cup memories because we're playing a Scottish Cup tie the weekend. Where were your good self, Bob J?
Berwick certainly isn't one of them.
No.
That certainly isn't one of them. I remember the great final against Dundee. I was only a laddie with my fair, but I remember the great final against Dundee when Rangers turned it round in the last couple of minutes. When the goalkeeper of Dundee had a magnificent game. A fella called Bert Slater. He had an absolutely phenomenal game. And,
I'm sure I bought a suit off of him.
Willie Henderson turned it round for us.
Can I just say that Bob J is absolutely right. That's the game I was speaking about earlier with Dundee. That was a fabulous game, absolutely brilliant game. And their goalkeeper was great. It was a really exciting game all round. You know, we eventually won it, but it was great to be there. Superb.
And the cup final that we won 3-2 against them. I think it was it the Centenary Cup final was 1973 against them when Tam Forsyth scored an absolute screamer of a goal with 9 inches. And I remember that day. Rangers played really well that day. And that was a good Scottish Cup memory. Yep. Well, you could go on down through the years. I mean, the amount of time we won that thing. But we need to get our act together and win it this year, lads. Get ourselves a trophy in the bag. And we'll see how it goes at the weekend.
I don't disagree.
I'll try and think of some there.
Aye, memories, Denver, memories, eh?
Aye, it's great stuff, and it's great to talk about all the old days. You know, always think if you could just go back as in the age you're right now and go back and watch a game for years and years ago, you know, it'd be great to be able to do that, you know. Like, if I could go back now and watch that Kai Johansson screamer at Hampden and Wednesday, you know, all that stuff, you know, it'd be great, you know.
That was wonderful, Denver. That was wonderful.
Oh, aye. You see it, you know, you see it through the eyes as a young man, but when you get older, you would like to go back and appreciate it as an older guy.
Oh my!
You know,
is that because the celebrations were better, Denver?
I don't know. I don't know about the celebrations. I was going to school the next morning, you know. So, I think.
Well, you're late. I take it you were a late starter then, Denver.
Oh, aye, very late. Aye.
It was an approved school.
I got to say that.
School in Poland.
Aye.
Do you be all right? You just have a tag on, Denver.
Right, aye.
Oh. Aye.
Don't you listen to him, Denver, for God's sake.
Oh, I'm going to listen to you all every day, guys. I love it. I love it too. But here, Oxford, I'm just looking there. It's 5 years next week since I was there for my last game, when that Braga game, when we won 3-2, 5 years ago this week, or next week.
That hamburger's going to be cold. You better get back soon.
I know, aye. Back for some Empire biscuits, eh?
Yeah,
Nice
that was a
Empire
Braga
biscuit.
game. We come back 1-3-2 and just before
That's
COVID,
right.
mate. Yeah, just before COVID. And then the
Aye,
game
5 years ago, already, Ox. That was
Was
last
that
time me and
Haji,
my
wasn't
boy were there. What was that?
Aye, amazing, mate.
Haji
Amazing.
scored that night, didn't he?
Aye,
Haji got two, and Joe Aribo, because they were taking the draws off us at half time. They were 2-0 up at half time. I thought it was going to end up 5 or 6-0 or something like that. But what a comeback that was that night.
I think they
first
scored one either side of half time, Denver.
Is that what it was? Aye.
Aye, and then
I thought it was 2-0 at half time.
But you're right.
That was one of the most exciting games that Rangers have played at Ibrox. That was just fabulous, just fabulous.
And he shared it with my boy as well, you know, because we were there. I think we played Livingston on the Saturday, and that game was off. That game was
moved to
that
the
game
Sunday.
got Aye, and they moved it to the Sunday. Aye, and I had tickets for Arsenal and Newcastle, and my boy said, "I said, do you want to go to the Arsenal game?" "No, Dad, I want to go to the Rangers game." After I paid all that money for the Arsenal game as well. Man alive.
Good to see you can take them. It's good to see you can take the man out of Bishop Briggs. He's still going on a bit money over there.
Oh, I know.
Man's a shocker, by the way.
Oh, I know.
One of my sorry.
When you go,
one of my favourite Abiding Cup memories was the great semi-final against Bayern Munich that night before we went into the Cup Winners' Cup final in '72. And when the late Sandy Jardine scored that goal with his left foot in the first minute. And it's the one and only time I ever saw the man. I didn't see him every week, obviously, but the man was the coolest footballer you ever saw. Was a great player in his Beckenbauer. But he lost the heat that night, walking off with his pal Meyer, the goalkeeper. It was a pass back, and the two of them were crying up at one another, hit each other with the throat that night at half time. And we, Alan McDonald, stood in his tails that night. That was a great night. It was a wonderful night. Aye. Oh, he did. We McDonald never gave him a minute's peace that night. He was probably the greatest player on the planet at the time. They won the European Cup 4 times after that, but Rangers humbled them. Wally Johnson ran right with them that night. That was a great
night. Listen, what I will say is we're talking about Scottish Cup memories, but I think you've got a point there. That would be up there. Because of the circumstances, the team they became and what the players were and became, mate, that would be up there. in Rangers history, if you're really being honest. Billy, before your time, you're like myself, far too young. But Denver will remember it.
Oh, aye. I remember. I was in the shed, and I was right on the halfway line. We were 2-0 up at 10 minutes or something like that. So, was it something? 10 minutes, we're 2-0 up.
Derek Parlane scored the second goal. Aye, it was 2-0 up with 12, 14 minutes.
Aye. I still love to see that game. I've never seen that. I'd love to see any highlights of that.
You get it on YouTube.
Get it on YouTube.
Really, aye.
Get it on YouTube.
I love it.
Commentary in German.
That's all right. I can deal with that. I'm from Poland anyway, so
Well said.
Oh, dear.
Aye, special.
I'm from Poland. Denver, Bertie, Poland. Whereabouts in Poland?
I know,
Right. Just let's go back to Sunday's game, right? We've sort of touched on it briefly. And, I'm taking Jack Butland out. All Bears talked me into taking Jack Butland out the team. Where do you sit?
That's completely unfair.
Where do you sit, Billy? One at a time, Bridge. Where do you sit, Billy? Playing your strongest team, getting the team won, or would you change it? What's your thoughts?
You've got to play your strongest team, in my opinion. You play your strongest team, then you change it. Didn't tinker with it. Don't know. Listen, you asked me a similar question 2 or 3 weeks ago when I called in, and I think it was my big mucker, Big Stevie, was on, and we were talking about the goalkeeper situation. And I know all Bears get his own thoughts on it, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But Big Butland, he's had a few bloomers. We know that. We've all seen it. You know, he's made mistakes in big games, but this is a time that I'm going to stick by him, because I believe he's too good a keeper not to come back to form again. That's just my take on it. So I'm going to stick with the big man Ox.
All right, okay. Listen, aye. And so the rest of your team would be the players that are fit and put your best team, get it one, yeah?
Aye. Yep.
Right.
And then you can, perfect example, at the last game there, we're 3-0 up, you can take players off, you can bring the laddies on, you can blood the laddies, you can give them good experience, etc., etc. I would do the same, exactly the same again. Play your strongest 11, show them no mercy, go out, win the game, and then do what you've got to do after it.
Aye, okay. Denver?
I am with Billy there. You kill the game by half time. Hopefully we take our chances. I'm not sold on Kelly. So Big Butland gives me the fear the new as well. He's no commanding the same way as he was when he first came. Remember when he first came, we were all cheering on because he would come and win a ball, which Alan McGregor never did. But Kelly just doesn't fill me with any confidence at all. So I'd go with Butland straight away. Same strong team, strongest team you can play.
I don't think there'd be any Kellys anywhere near Rangers, but that's just a personal. That's just a personal view.
Anyone.
Yeah, Mr. AK will be on. Mr. AK will be have to be all Bear, wouldn't he?
Oh, can I just jump in a wee quick in there? Just one for all Bear. Mucker, see if we did go for another keeper, mate, right? Who would you go for under the current circumstances with the budget we've got, mate, type thing? You know, I'm not trying to pick you.
I've not really seen one. I'm not really seen one.
Aye, I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything like that, mate. I'm just trying to get your thoughts on what keeper out there do you think would be first and foremost good enough to be Rangers class.
See the big boy at Ross County. I had a wee
Laidlaw.
look at him only on Saturday. What's his name?
Ross Laidlaw.
No. That boy played there on Sunday. He's I thought he was German, but he's some other nationality. But Amish or something's his name. I just looked at seeing him on Sunday, and I thought to myself, like the look of this boy. This boy looks like a dominating keeper that can control his own 18-yard box for a start. So I was having it, and he was not too bad with the ball at his feet. So I'm saying to myself, maybe him. But that's only one game, and that's only playing the Rangers at Ibrox. So I'm going to keep an eye on him. But apart from him, I've not really had any thoughts on who to get. I just know we need a better one, whoever that is.
I'll play devil's advocate for you, Billy, and ask you the question: are we getting value for money after what we'll be paying Jack Butland?
Well, no, so far you're no really, ain't you? No, definitely no. But listen, your keeper, see as well, Ox, your keeper's only good as what's in front of him and all.
Sometimes, but some of the errors haven't been due to the defence, and I'm not listening. I'm not sticking up for Albert totally here, but if you think of the St Mirren one when he comes out, decision making, when he comes out for the crossbar at Manchester, it's his ball all day long. He's got to punch it 20 yards away from the goal. Yeah,
no, I get that. Yeah. No, I completely. I'm not disputing that, mate. I know some of the howlers and the clangers he's came for. You know one down at Manchester. I just shook my head that when I seen that. I says, no way, what you doing there, big man? You know the one at St Mirren, etc. But I just what you can't. It's like being one of the top football players. You just didn't become a bad football player overnight. You know that's the way I see it. Listen, and maybe I'll be wrong. You know, maybe that'll be hit for Jack Butland. But I just think that what we've seen in the first 6 months, 10 months series, when he first came to Rangers.
Is the model no perfect to yourself, him, if he's 2 years into a four-year contract? And is that be looking for a replacement for him anyway? Doesn't matter what his form was like in some respects.
That's a good shout and all, because you really need two top players for every position in the park, basically, didn't you? You know, and if you did get good money for Jack Butland, then you could say to yourself, well, if the gaffer wanted to go and get a top class keeper, right? That spreads the net further type thing, doesn't it? You know, but at Rangers, I know everybody's got a price. You know, that's just the way it is, unfortunately, at Rangers. Everybody's got a price. And if somebody comes in with stupid money for anyone here, please, no just Jack Butland, mate, then the Rangers board will consider it, would I imagine. Because that's just the position they're in now.
Aye, but Jack Butland's different where he is in his career. You'd have to think of it differently. He's got 2 years. His stock's maybe not as high as it was a year ago. He's also he's older. You know, his potential and Ingerman's potential within a career, Denver, are two different things, eh?
Aye, obviously. Well, one's at starting his career and the other one's at the tail end of his career. You know?
You're going to look at it. Denver. No, there must be something happening that way. He's been maybe below Denver.
Out in Krakow.
Aye.
Oh, he's winning to Czechoslovakia.
I think he went.
Come on, Denver.
I think originally the guy went to Czechoslovakia, then he went into Poland, didn't he?
Stop, please.
Anyway, where are we? So it'll be interesting to see. Listen, I hope Jack Butland gets back to form and Albert comes on in 3 months' time and said Jack Butland's been playing at his skin and no lost a goal, but you know.
Absolutely, mate. And I will come on and say it because you know yourself, if I'm wrong, I'll come back and say I'm wrong, unlike other people that chat nonsense all over the place. Know what I mean? You know who I'm talking about.
Aye, okay. Maybe one night I'll go into that, some of the things. But we're just building a case, mate. Building a case.
Yep.
Yeah. You've got to be careful what voicemails you believe, and you've got to be careful what you write. Dear, people will never learn. Yes.
I think it's another problem or issue for our management and board, the situation with Jack Butland. It's absolutely imperative. I'm speaking as a fan here. It's absolutely imperative we do everything we can to get that guy back into the form he was in, and to find out what the problem is and help him out, because he's still got the same size, he's the same build, everything about him's just the same. Something isn't quite right there. If he's
2 years older,
sorry,
he's 2 years older.
Yes, of course. Apart from that, I don't mean at age or anything. I was just meaning he's still the same person.
No, I think what he needs, Bridge,
if he thinks he can't do it, then he needs to tell us.
Bridge, I think what she needs is a blindfold, because he's a big bottler. You need to put blinkers and a blindfold on him.
Well, there you go. Find out what it is, and if he find out, then you can do something. Other than that, he's got to be persuaded to stop whatever's happening, because he's on a game. He's in the park, and I mean, I know 100% agree with a lot of the things you're saying about him. But he's there. He's on the park with the same teams, same boys. He's got to do the same job as a goalkeeper does. He can't be shown to be scared or too. I don't know what he's doing, but seriously, he's got to do it. We're going to find out. The board are going to find out what's going on.
Just listen. It'll be interesting to see how it develops. And hopefully, as I said, I hope we're on here saying, "Oh, he's turned it round," you know. But you've got a decision to make. If we go on about this model, and I'll go to Bob Jim, because look, I think he's 2 year into a 4 year contract. So if somebody's willing to give you your cash back, you get some big earning after books, and you've got a replacement lined up. That's the model, and there's no room for sentiment. You move on, you shake hands, you move on, and that's not just Jack. That's everybody. But obviously, his age is a factor. Bob Jim.
Aye, that's absolutely right, Ox. I mean, we've all seen Butland lately. We didn't need to run through all the howlers, walk anywhere, it will be on the end of them. I just hope that Jack Butland's enthusiasm for playing for Rangers is still there. And me personally, I've been doubting that lately. I think, that Jack Butland's just like the rest of us. He's looking at that Premier League and looking at the hyper money and maybe saying to himself, I could be there, I could be making this, I've got a young family. But I don't know what he's on at Rangers, but I think Jack Butland feels he could play at a higher level. He's maybe, to coin a phrase, he's maybe just fed up with it here, the boy. He's not been the first thing that has done that. I hope that's still the case, but I'm just assuming, but it's not been the same lately. No.
Well,
no.
To play at a higher level, you need to keep the simple ones out, Albert.
I was going to say that. The reason he comes here, Bob Jed, was to get himself back in the window, because he was sitting first and away in Manchester United as a third keeper. So he's thought to himself, if I go to Rangers, a high-profile club, probably the most high-profile club in Britain, I can actually put myself in the short window and somebody will come in. I think what happened to Jack Butland is the fact that he didn't get in the England squad. He had convinced himself he was getting into that England squad, and he didn't get there. And for that point, he's let his performances and his get poor. And the fact that he's not even tried, as I can see, he's not even tried to rectify them. He's keeping making similar mistakes, but it's simple mistakes, as Ox saying. It's not really, we couldn't, it's tap corner stuff. We can't get to that. I mean, that's a great goal. So fair enough. That's. But he's making simple mistakes, mate. That a keeper is his so-called class just simply shouldn't be making. And as I pointed out earlier on, that when we won the league, the last time we won the league, our keeper won the Player of the Year. Big Alan McGregor won the Player of the Year.
You can't keep getting the same facts now. Come on, you need new ones.
Put in a new one for making a point.
Come on.
What are you talking about? You're the last one that should say something like that, by the way. You're the last one. With your carry on, you can't get penalty kicks, flicking the ball off of people's hands. You just keep rattling on about that. So McGregor did win the Player of the Year, and that's the kind of keeper I'm wanting. Somebody is going to be challenging for the Player of the Year. Butland's no challenge for any Player of the Year.
No, consistency.
That's it, consistency.
And save the easy ones, mate. If your goalie saves the easy ones, the top corner ones don't matter really. What do you get them? 1 in 10. Is that fair, Billy? 1 in 10, the top corner ones.
Listen, to be fair enough. What age is Jack Butland? 31-year-old. Keeper-wise, he's relatively young for a keeper at 31. Would you not agree?
I think he's a wee bit older than that, Billy. I'll be right back with you with that start. But carry on, mate.
You're right, Bill. He's probably now 6 years in his career.
When you look at, well, listen, I'm not going to start comparing Jack Butland with the likes of Alan McGregor or the goalie or Stephen Kloss or keepers like that, because he's not even He's not in their league, you know. But he's, as I said, for 31 years of age, he's still relatively young for a goalkeeper. So, and listen, as we said, they've made mistakes. He's made mistakes as well. You know, it's just the goalkeeping position is one of the positions in football. Just unfortunately, it comes part and parcel of being a goalkeeper. But if you make bloomers, they get highlighted more than somebody that's playing in outfield. That's just the nature of the beast again, playing football, isn't it? Same with a striker, for talking sake, if he's missing sitters constantly. You know, that happens, but if it's in other areas of the park, then people didn't seem to pick up on it the same.
Aye, you're right, Billy. He's 31, he's 32 next month, mate, yeah?
Aye. I thought that, mate.
In his defence, apart from the injury he's had, if you talk about turning up for your work, he's turned up for his work a lot. He's played 91 games already for Rangers. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is quite a lot of games. I mean, he's turned up and he's got that side right, but if he's let us down the odd time. And obviously, in a couple of high-profile matches. Right, Billy boy, last word for your good self. Good to hear from you, brother.
No problem. Thanks very much for taking my call, Ox. It's always good to come on and hear a wee chit-chat about the greatest team, in my opinion, in the world. Look forward to Sunday in the Scottish Cup, mate.
Yeah. Hopefully Denver's back with us. Is Denver better?
I'm still here, guys. Still here.
Oh, good.
Great to talk to you, and great to the memories of Scottish Cup. Look forward to Sunday's game. What time's the kick-off on Sunday, Ox?
3:30 UK, mate.
Oh,
perfect for
lie
you.
in my bed. It's 8:30 in the morning kick-off for me, so I can get a long lie on Sunday. Good. All right, all the best, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Cheers, Denver. Bob, yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks for taking my call tonight, as usual, Ox. We're a club it's prided itself on a succession of marvellous goalkeepers, and I hope Jack Butland continues that trend. So we'll see. So thank you very much, everyone. Good night, and all the best for Sunday.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, Bob, yeah. Albert, the one and only. The Chesney Hawks of Rangers Radio.
Chesney Hawks.
It's one thing, but you start off with a name and you don't end this show with the
I
same
know.
name.
According to Mrs. Albert, you've still got the same name.
No, she didn't even know my right name. So
Oh my God.
It's good chat tonight. Enjoyed it tonight, mate. Talking about the old Scottish Cup. It's the shine's been taken off with Maxwell, but anyway, that's neither here nor there.
We've been doing a few rabbit holes right enough, didn't we?
We always do, don't we? We always do. It's but it was a good chat. Good to go on with Bridge, yourself, Ox and Terry.
Yeah. Bridgeman.
Oh, what can I say, Ox? Yeah, a brilliant night tonight. Thank you very much, Albert, excuse me, for carrying me through. Can I just say that this show was absolutely outstanding tonight. Absolutely outstanding. Brilliant topics, brilliant conversation, great people. Well done to everybody. And I say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, massive game coming up on Sunday, biggest game of the season. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers. Keep them in your mind. Keep it going.
Yeah, thanks to Denver, Billy, and Denver, Billy, and Bob Jeff for joining us. Great to hear from the boys. Thanks to Albert and Bridgeman for doing the show. Of course, Fox and All School Blue in the background doing the technicals. Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night talking about all things Rangers. Thanks for listening. Thanks for clapping us on the pitch. Take it away, All School Blue.